Welcome back. I had a 2024 Z06 and I sold it and I regretted it. So I decided to buy a 2025 Seawolf Gray. Because this is the last year of Seawolf Gray, and if none of you have seen it in person, it's so beautiful and amazing. You have to see it in person. So I went out and bought one. I found one, thank God, in a crazy spec. And one day I'm going to go over the build sheet and show you what's on this car because it's pretty amazing, and you'll understand once I do it. So I wanted to do a lot of the mods I did in my 2024 for my 2025 because there are some things I hate about it, but there are also some mods that I want to do. So one of them is the Venturi cold air intake, which is beautiful. It's cool. It's, the car show cold air intake so everyone can see it, but it is cool. And they have a lot of claims and a lot of things that it does, and that's great. But the other part is the throttle bodies. So in my last one, because, I follow Horsepower Obsessed, I look at Paragon, kind of see what's going on, hear other people talking, watch other YouTubers and what they're doing, and support. There's a lot of great ones out there. It's fantastic. So one of the things that I did with my last car is I installed the 91 millimeter solar throttle bodies. Okay. So I'm not a mechanic. I got to be honest with you. I didn't even know where the throttle bodies went. I'm not on here trying to claim that I'm some like whatever, but I want performance in that car. That's why I bought it. I want it to have peak performance, and I want to do the things to make it the best car possible. So in research, everyone's saying get the Venturi, then get the throttle bodies from Solar, which is fantastic. I love that. And after I researched and figured out what they were. So, and it helped. I was at the museum delivery for Corey at Paragon and his E-Ray, and I won a gift card from Paragon for $500, and I bought my first pair of solar throttle bodies through Paragon. And I love Paragon. I love dealing with them. They're fantastic. I will always promote them. They don't sponsor me. They don't do anything crazy like that, but I will always promote them because I buy 85% of my products through them. So let's get back to these throttle bodies. And this video is going to be for people this video is going to be a continuation video. There's going to be other videos that are coming that are going to, God willing, all of the pieces that are in place to give me more information on these solar bodies come through. But I'm giving you this from a guy who is not a mechanic, who doesn't know much about the engine part, learning more, I will say that, but is trying to achieve the best performance possible. So I, again, went out and bought another Venturi. I'm getting it installed this weekend, and I wanted to get new throttle bodies. So I ordered the 91 millimeter solar throttle bodies, and here they are. And I mean, these things are super cool. They're beautiful. And basically the theory behind, not the theory, the engineering behind throttle bodies is it controls how much air is going into the engine and controls performance, increases horsepower, and it monitors how much air is coming into the engine. Okay. So that's why they're hooked to the cold air intake as it's coming in, and it basically moves, if you can see that, kind of moves up and down, regulating airflow to the engine. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. We're regulating airflow. So if there was a way to allow more air into the engine and regulate it possibly a little bit different via the throttle bodies, it would increase performance. I mean, that's what's going on. That's what we're trying to do. So here is the Solar 91 millimeter throttle body. Okay. Beautiful, fantastic, and amazing to deal with. These people at this company are amazing to deal with. Fantastic. This is the throttle body from my 2024 Z06. I'll have close-up pictures that will be part of this video. And this, again, very nice, whatever. It's, OEM part, but this is the throttle body that came off as stock. Okay, so here's where it gets a little weird. Not weird, but a little confusing for me. So I'm watching this YouTuber, Brandon's Garage, and he's talking about Tony Mamo's throttle bodies, how they're better than Solar, how he put them on, he tested them, he did everything. I've never heard of them, but again, I'm not, I'm not researching throttle bodies on a daily. Okay. I'm doing other things. So I decided to research a little bit more and watch his video on the performance numbers. And it appears that the Mamo throttle body, it has better numbers. He put them on the dyno, he measured them, and at all these different speeds, and it shows different things. Again, he's really good at that. I'm not claiming to be. I'm basically showing people who don't know anything about throttle bodies. I'm informing you about some options out there. And at the end of the day, you guys need to make your own decision. So, and again, I will have some additional video with some people who will help clarify a lot of this stuff. So this is the Tony Mamo. So I ordered these also. So I ordered these and I ordered the solars for my car. I was set to do the solars until I watched Brandon's video, and I decided to reach out to Tony Mamo himself, asked him about these. We actually got into a conversation. He texted me, he called me. So he's really involved with this product. Again, so is solar. I'm not trying, this isn't solar against Mamo or trying to badmouth them. This is me not having a clue what I'm doing and people presenting new products to me that could make a difference in the performance of my Z06, which ultimately is what I'm trying to do. So again, this product is very well built. You can definitely see differences between the way this is built, the way the solar's built, and the way the factory one is built. Apparently, again, on Brandon's garage, he claims that Mamo uses the factory OEM bodies and that solar outsources theirs. Again, he takes them apart. I'll put a link to his YouTube video under this. He is the one that educated me. This is why I called Tony Mamo. This is why I have these products. And it appears that his throttle body is built better, stronger. Again, from just a non-mechanic eye, it looks a little bit stronger, a little bit sturdier. And the way this inside is grooved out, or basically machined out, it's so smooth. I mean, it is super, super smooth. And you can see the difference with the solar, how this one is the solar and it has some notches in it, and this one is completely smooth all the way around. Again, I'm coming from a place of, I'm just looking from my eye. I'm just trying to see what I see and using some other YouTubers' actual data or their tests to back up what I'm trying to tell you guys and why this is a product you should look into and do your research. Now, Solar's coming out with a new throttle body. I don't know if I'm even supposed to say that, but they are, and they emailed me, so I guess it's my information to give. And so at that point, I don't know. All I know is I'm here, a Z06 owner, like many of you guys are who watch this, trying to figure out which throttle body I'm supposed to install on my car. And I got to be honest, it's so confusing because it's not that it's difficult to install. Don't get me wrong. That even Turi is a lot more difficult, trust me. But I'm trying to figure out where and what route to go, because with the eye test, I'll just give you the eye test. The Mamo does look smoother. Looks like the air would flow nicer, and possibly, according to Brandon, it has a better increased horsepower than the Solars. These are very expensive cars. We do these things, the Mamo's more expensive. It's about $150 more than the Solar. But we're doing these things in hopes of having the best performing car we can build, if you will, or enhance, a better way to put it. And this is kind of the dilemma I'm faced with. Not, this isn't a huge problem, but, it's an install that has to be done. And then if you want to do something different, uninstall and whatever. So it's not unheard of, but again, it's money and it's a lot of money. So I'm giving you this information that there is an option out there. Stay with your OEM, go with solar or the new Mamos. And I'm looking at these, not this. Okay, let's remove this. I'm looking at these two. Everybody's running the 91, it seems like. Everyone. And then here I am, like, considering the Mamo, and I'm really not sure what to do at this point. I want to do a little bit more research. You have 30 days to return them if you don't want them. I mean, obviously uninstalled. And Solar has been very responsive to me. They were like, yeah, here's a shipping label to return it. If you want to go with the other ones, we're fine. We're disappointed, but you know, we believe in our product. We stand behind it 100%. And I love that. I love that they're responding to me and like standing behind their product and not just saying, yeah, we'll take it back. It's okay. And I'm here as a guy who is not in a garage. I don't have my own garage. I have a garage for my car, but not, like a mechanic's garage. I'm not around this stuff a lot. And I'm here just watching YouTube videos, trying to figure out what to do and who to go with and what product to buy and what's going to give me the best performance. So I gave you an eye test, and then I felt the 91s and the Eventuri on my last car. So I do have some history with this. Don't act like I'm like, oh, I'm just buying this. I have history with this product. I have no history with this product. And I'm getting ready to make the same install with the possibility of doing a different throttle body. So I'm just giving you this information. I'm passing it along. I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to gather as much information as possible just to make the right decision so you guys can make the decision for yourself. So purpose of this video, I'm not putting my car on a dyno. I'm not showing you any test or anything like that. Brandon's garage does have this test. And what I'm going to do is just tell you, there's another option out there that I never heard of until this video. Again, the eye test is showing me one. I'm leaning one way with the eye test, but I still want a little bit more information. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'll put links to both of these down in my video. I encourage you to look more into this, see what they're about, what their claims are, and then you guys make a decision for yourself. So before you just go and do what everyone's doing, okay? Like I did. I did. Maybe you should do some research a little deeper and see if there's another option out there, which there is now on the Mamos. And if Brandon's tests are correct, it is a better performing throttle body than the 91. And ultimately, that's what I'm trying to accomplish, right? We want the best response. We want the most horsepower. We want all that from our cars. If you're into modifying them, these aren't big mods. These aren't tunes. These aren't things. These are like mechanical mods that we're doing. Air intakes, throttle bodies, fantastic. And so again, I just want to introduce these. I want to introduce the Mamo. Here's what it is. I have some things scheduled that will hopefully give me and give us, the audience, better information about these throttle bodies. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. We'll get into this. We'll get them installed. I'll give you another video on my feedback of which one I went with, but this is what I'm up against. This is what I'm faced with. I know, world problems, but I want to be informed, and I think you guys do too, and that there is more than just one choice now, and it appears eye test better. But again, we will see. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video and probably some other parts too, but I will give you my feedback on the experience I had. If I do go with what I think I'm going with, I will give you the feedback on that and how it went and what I feel. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please subscribe. It helps the channel. I hope you're enjoying some of these videos. I'm continuing to, do a lot of videos. Are not just car videos. I do other videos too, and we will continue to just talk about life in general and all the different things that are kind of coming at us. And but I have a passion for autos. I love automobiles, and that's, if I can talk about it and I have stuff to talk about, I definitely want to talk about it. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.